haven't had a good shag in about 2 or 3 weeks. I'm practically celibate at this point.
Are you for real?
That's our 50-50. Wouldn't change it for the world. He's the provider. I'm the caregiver.
Because this person will shape the rest of your life.
We have zero time in 2025 for these losers.
Welcome back to the UK Pond, where we try to get to the bottom of why men and women are not connecting like they used to.
And she's showing me pictures of Leonardo DiCaprio and Zac Efron. I can't help you straight away.
Can we just talk about how frustrating it is that after a long time of not talking to anybody and focusing on yourself, you finally decide to intentionally date. You finally decide, yeah, I'm going to try and meet somebody, put myself out there. But yet you're met with unserious candidates. Like, guys aren't trying to plan dates anymore. Guys are trying to be your pen pal. Like, they don't even want to see you. They just want to message you. What you doing? How's your day? Like, why am I talking to you? You're not trying to see me. You're not trying to call me. You're just trying to text me. Like, I've got things to do. Like, I can't even fathom dating right now. Like, as in, I only just told myself recently I'm gonna put myself out there, and I've already had shambles of scenarios. That just reminds me why I'm single.
Tyler Jordan. Now, she said that men aren't planning dates anymore. Men are just texting things like, how's your day, etc. Now, there's a good reason why men aren't planning dates anymore, but we'll come to that later on in the video. But Tyler, I'm with you on the how's your day been texts. I hate them. Any other question, please? Now, I don't know how long you've been single, but testing the waters is just something that everybody has to experience. You have to learn where the prime fish are, how to catch them and how to keep them.
On these fucking dating sites, right? What's the weirdest thing, right, that you've been rejected for love for, right? I got talking to this girl, and my profile's looking quite good, you know what I mean? I might look like a fucking microphone right now, but on my profile I look pretty sweet, mate. No filters. But I'm not holding a fish, so that's already a win for me. And I got talking to this girl, and it's going really well, mate, right? She's into curry, decent hot curry. She likes football, not Man United, so that's great as well. And we've got so many similarities. She's divorced, 2 kids. We've been speaking 4 days, mate. I mean, we're already at the WhatsApp stage, and that's serious when you get to WhatsApp, because that's proper voice notes and everything then. And we're talking about meeting, right? And I'm like, I made a little joke, oh, I'll come in a suit for the first date, you know, because she thinks I'm probably like James Bond, because I look a bit like that. And she's like, oh, I might wear some heels. And I was like, yeah, not too tall, I hope, you know. And she's like, oh, why, how tall are you? And I was like, well, I'm 5'7". She went, oh, right, yeah. And I'm like, did she hear me? I said 5'7". I didn't say I'm from fucking Shire. I didn't say I was from Lilliput, mate. I can get up curbs and everything all right on my own. And she went, it's just a bit short for me. What? And I thought, hang on, I won't sort of, fly off handle and lose me Swede. She could be 6'2", man. She could be one of them, BFG type motherfuckers. So I thought that would look weird. I'd look like a little chimpanzee hanging off her, and especially if you put heels on. She's 5'1", mate. She's 5'1". There's 6 inches between. Well, in fact, there'll never be 6 inches between us now because, we're not going to date. But what? I can't date you because I'm only 6 inches tall. What are you looking for? What are you looking for that I can't do that someone over 6 foot can? I don't get it. I can't. I'm too short for love. I mean, what would someone taller be better? How are you going to do a 69, mate? I've been licking away in fucking Lady Garden. You've been giving me a knee job. It doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I mean? I already looked down on you by 6 inches. Why am I not looking down on you enough? I don't understand it, right? But apparently I'm too short to be in love. Brilliant.
See, now this is why I love the north of England, because the characters are just classic, funny. But to all the men watching this right now, I'm telling you, dating apps are dead, in capital letters. What these dating apps do is just give people the incentive to just search for more people instead of focusing on the person that they're already speaking to. Most of the women on these dating apps are only interested in followers for their Instagram. That's why when you look on a lot of these profiles, you just see the Instagram link. And a lot of girls will just talk to you because they're bored and they're waiting on the other man to become available. Get off these dating apps. The most deadly thing about these dating apps as well, they will make you feel worthless. They will, and they can make you feel worthless. You know, the amount of times that you don't get replies, the ghosting. I mean, don't get me wrong, men ghost women as well, but they don't make you feel very valuable. So be careful with these dating apps.
I went on a date with this guy and we went to the cinema first and we got to the top of the queue and he didn't say anything. So I was like, okay. So I was like, 2 tickets to blah, 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 please. Ick. And then she was like, okay. She's like, it's that much. And do you want to pay together, separate? And he was like, separate.
Oh, God.
So I was like, okay, fine. Went to the cinema, came out, and he was like, I'm starving. I was like, why don't you get something McDonald's? We were right beside us. He was like, I have no money. And I was like, I'll get you a burger if you wanted something. And he was like, okay.
You're bringing him on like a day out. Like.
So we went to McDonald's and I got him a burger. Then he ate his food and then we were leaving and he was going to get the Lewis, but it stopped at that point. She's like, I need to get a taxi, but I have no money.
Oh no, you had to pay for the taxi.
So I was like, we'll just get a taxi together and I'll drop you home and I'll get it.
Oh God.
Now this is a clip from the Beyond Face Value podcast. Now with this clip, I'm going to put both of them at fault here, because surely before the date there should have been some sort of conversation to figure out that this guy could not afford anything. Really? Now if he couldn't afford to buy himself a burger from McDonald's, how much is a burger from McDonald's? I don't eat McDonald's, but somebody tell me, how much is a burger from McDonald's? Surely there should have been some you know what, the more I hear this story, it's like it's fake. Like, there's no way you speak to somebody and you vet somebody and you don't figure out that they cannot afford a burger from McDonald's. Really? Come on now. And the second part is, if this is really true, bro, what are you doing? You can't even afford a burger from McDonald's. You can't afford the tickets for a cinema. How much is the cinema nowadays? Surely it's not that expensive. Nah, I don't believe this story is true. What do you think?
One of my clients asked me the other day, she said, Colleen, why do you choose to be single? A woman would kill to have a man like you. And I said, you know what? I respect it and I appreciate it, but let me tell you why. I'm not going to sit and validate you just for the sake of validating you. I'm not going to be the safety net that you use whilst you wait for somebody else to figure out that they want you, for you to drop me and go to. I'm not going to open my heart to you, let you into my life in order for you to just go and venture around and have all this information on me for the sake of having it. I don't think some of you understand how important the position is as a partner, because this person will shape the rest of your life. Regardless of how long they're here for, the more you let them in, the more they're going to shape your life. In the sense of, they're going to teach you behaviors, they're going to teach you different perspectives, good and bad. Like, not everything has to be negative when it comes to love, but they're going to change you. And the more you open to it, the more they're going to be there and affect your life. And if we're just letting anybody and everybody come into this space, we're going to be so mixed up from different people, different versions of people around the world, that we don't even know who we are, because who we are meant to be is hidden within us. So until the person that is ready for a healthy love, ready for healthy communication, ready for vulnerability, ready for risk taking when it comes to love, steps into that space, I'm going to choose to be single. And I don't hate love. I absolutely love love. That's why I do what I do. But I'm not just going to choose somebody for the sake of choosing somebody. No. And on top of that, I love hard and I love healthily and I love in a way where I want to court you. I'm going to sit and learn you. I'm going to literally listen to everything that you say so I know how to treat you properly. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure you experience a healthy love and not a love that you've dealt with before. And a lot of you aren't ready for that because you're still messing around with your ex. You're still hoping for somebody to come back, or you're just not ready to let go of a space, or the what's it called? The space of health scares you. Open communication scares you. Someone who's actually willing to be there for you scares you. That means you've got some stuff that you need to deal with before you step in a space with that person. So really and truly, I choose to stay single until a person makes themselves available and accepting of that space. And on top of that, I need to be attracted to them as well. But really and truly, until they understand the importance of this position that they are playing, not anybody is just going to be there.
Kaleem the speaker. Now you see this guy right here? This guy is a prime example of what women don't like. Hear me out here, hear me out. The mind of this guy is too powerful. The mind of this guy is too powerful to finesse and to take for an idiot. When he spoke about what he would do for his queen, I know a lot of women listening to this would probably think, yeah, I like some of that. But then ask yourself this question, why does he choose to be single? Well, he told you the reasons himself. And that's something I've said many times and something that I really stick by. The person that you choose will definitely shape your life. You know, the person that you choose is a reflection of yourself also. Kaleem said this perfectly. He said this so perfect. And I think this is why many men have gone silent on the dating front.
What I've learned from online dating is if you go on a date with a guy and he does not rearrange or organise a second date within the 24 hours, sack it off. Unfortunately, I've spent so much time with guys who have gone on the first date and they haven't sealed a second date within the 24 hours. And you know what? It's just a waste of time. It's an ego thing, or else they're just bored and waiting for like something better to come along. So now I just get a sniff of it. If they don't ask me within 24 hours, gonzo, God bless. We have zero time in 2025 for these losers.
What's her name here? Ash the Pimp. Now I think there's two parts to what she's saying here. If he hasn't arranged a date within the 24-hour period, then maybe he just doesn't fancy you. Maybe he just doesn't want to see you again. Have you thought of that? And the second part I want to say is, if the first date went well in your view, then why are you waiting for him to arrange the second date? Now, if you ask me, that sounds like more ego from your side. Just saying.
I've lost all faith in men. Today has opened my eyes to a different breed of man. So he's come to the barbershop today, he's brought his missus with him, he's sat down, I've put the gown on, I've said, right mate, what you having? Wait for it. He turned round to his missus and said, babe, what am I having done? What am I having done? Can you not pick your own haircut? So she's come over to show me some pictures, and this guy on the chair's looking like Jack Black, right? And she's showing me pictures of Leonardo DiCaprio and Zac Efron. I can't help you straight away. So she's like, any of them, pick one of them, babe. So he picks one, she says, oh no, that's my least favourite, that is. And he's like, alright then, babe, I won't do it. Are you for real? I'm all down for doing something that impresses me missus, but you're not picking me haircut for me. Then it took a turn for the worst. So they're scrolling through her phone looking at these pictures. She goes, oh, I've got the perfect haircut for you. He's like, yeah, go on then, show me. She gets a picture of her ex up and says, this one would be perfect for you. He goes, yeah, alright babe, I'll have that one. My head's gone at this point. I'm looking at them both like, really? Anybody else think that's proper twisted? Or is it just me?
Josh Cotton. No, it's not just you. That's completely off. Now, me being the type of guy that I am, if I was in that situation, I would have wanted to just question this guy to find out why he's a fish. Because there's obviously a reason for everyone's actions, yeah? And apart from the government agenda to feminize most men, most boys, should I say, there's one theory that I believe in that may be true about, you know, why a lot of men nowadays are fishes. The majority of men are raised by women, single parent households. Now, a woman can't teach a boy how to be a man. A few decades have passed, and now look what we've created. Just a thought.
People are always so surprised to find out that we've been in a relationship for 10 years, and I honestly think it's down to our 50-50. Like, our 50-50 compared to other people's 50-50s are totally different. So like, our 50-50, I take our son to school, I wake our son up, I bath our son, I put our son to bed. Like, I do all the motherly things. Like, I do everything. I cook us dinner, I wash up after dinner, I clean the house every day, I vacuum, I change the beds, I do all of that without a question. So that's my 50 of that. Like, this is how I think we've lasted so long. That's my 50 of that. His 50 is to provide. So if he comes home, when he comes home from work, he comes home to a hot dinner, the house is clean, my son is, everything's done with my son. And I think that is what has made us last. Like, that is our version of 50-50. And like, if he wants to come home from work and he wants to go and play on his computer and play FIFA or whatever for the next 4 hours or until he goes to sleep, them things don't faze me. And I think we're just a traditional couple. This is what it was like many years ago. It's only because everything's been so modernised that, you know, men are supposed to do like the school run and the bathing and the cleaning and the this and the that. We was just born in the Stone Age, and honestly I think that is why our relationship lasts, like, and we just go strong through everything, like, is because our 50-50, we are back in the olden days. And back in the olden days, people lasted. So the only thing I can think that makes us last is our version of 50-50, because that's what works for us. And not many people might not agree with it. Like, their 50-50 might be completely different, and that's fine. But that's our 50-50, and we've been together 10 years, and we've been together since teenagers. Like, that is a long time, and that is hard to survive in this generation. So, yeah, that's our 50-50. Wouldn't change it for the world. He's the provider. I'm the caregiver, all round. So, yeah.
Kelly Jade. Now, men, if you ever meet a girl like this and you ever treat her badly, karma will come for you in force. Trust me. When or how often do you hear a woman speak like this in the UK? Tell me. Kelly, to you and your partner, congratulations. And the thing is, I'm hoping your actions are going to rub off on your children as well. The UK dating market is dead, and you should always ask yourself the question, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? Kelly Jade and her partner are obviously part of the solution. A woman like this is what you should be looking for if you want peace in your life. And if you do have a woman like this, don't come home and play PlayStation for 4 hours. Play with her for 4 hours instead.
Right. I'm doing my year-end accounts, or when I was doing them, I should have factored in financial ruin for overpaying. Right, this is for everyone that whinges about coffee and a walk as a first date, because I would be in financial ruin if I didn't do that. Because I don't give a shit if you think it's misogynistic. I like the gentleman stuff, and I like to try and pay for the first date and second date and stuff like that. Okay, till you're going out regularly, then yeah, half and half or whatever. But even up until recently, the amount of times I've gone, no, I'll get this dinner, I'll get this whatever. Honestly, it's like, I'm fucking sick of doing it now. I'm going to be like bankrupt. I've had a real shit run of late of dates where I think, it's going really well, and then inexplicably it gets, stopped. And I don't, do you know the bit that pisses me off is don't get a reason. That's what I don't like. I just want a reason. Just say I'm a dickhead if I'm a dickhead. I'd rather know than this, I think you're a great guy, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. Just tell me the fucking reason. But this is why I particularly do coffee and a walk, alright? Because I'm just sick to the fucking back teeth of basically paying for stuff, paying for people to have free dates. That's all it's boiling down to at the minute. Paying for people just to eat for free, alright? I am not a food bank. So you just need to remember that is the reason people do coffee and a walk.
So this guy hasn't left his name, it's just go date me. So remember the first video that I played, Tyler, and she was saying that men aren't planning dates anymore. Now can you see why? Now obviously that's just his experience, but a lot of men have experienced the same thing where they're just paying non-stop. It's just like you're paying rent. Now this guy has obviously been hit a few times, his pockets are looking a bit overworked from all these dates. So it's obvious girls are just finessing him and just, taking him for granted. Now for years I've expressed that a first date is just to get to know the other person. So a hot drink and a walk, there should be nothing wrong with that, really. If a girl's not happy with that for the first date, then she doesn't have to be happy. She can date someone else. But if a girl's expecting, you know, expensive meals and, you know, a lot of fancy stuff when you don't actually know each other, for me it's a bit of a red flag. I'm past those days now.
I haven't had a good shag in about 2 or 3 weeks. I'm practically celibate at this point. Not by fucking choice either, may I add. No wonder I'm eating and drinking so much. It's the only bit of dopamine my brain is getting. It's not on. There's no one bang anymore. A single men not banging, because the men in relationships, that's all they do. All they do is cheat. I don't want a boyfriend. I've already got an ex-boyfriend. The clue's in the name. Just want the 5 minutes with a hot boy that's single. It's cold out here. It's tough on these streets. I know I've had enough of it.
Jodie Amber Smith. Yes, indeed, it is cold out here on these streets. But mainly we hear about girls talking about men are only looking for one thing. And here we have this girl complaining about not getting that one thing. Are we in the same country, Jodie, or... I couldn't tell your accent, so I don't know what city you're from, but there's obviously something wrong here. Is it really that bad? Now, to everyone out there that are struggling to find the one, you know, struggling to find the match, as bad as it may seem, you need to stay positive and keep asking yourself the question, are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? Until next time, peace.
She's got me thinking of all the things I do, all the things I do. She's working undercover, but so am I. And that's your baby mama, she ain't even mine. I've never had to go anywhere, cause she's got what I need, my undercover lover. I saw potential in another brother's baby mother. You're judging me, but